Renault India is back in the business with the return of the legend, the new gen Duster. But do you know that in the last few years, the French brand has been relying on three strong portfolio, the Quid, the Triber and the Kiger. With the trio, the average earnings for Renault India per car was around 7 to 8 lakh rupees. But this average figure is around 16 lakh rupees for the Duster alone. That tells you how important the Duster nameplate is for the French car maker. But at the same time, 65% of the volume in the petrol SUV segment lies in the 11 to 15 lakh rupees space. And that's where this comparison comes into play. Consider this. You walk into a Renault showroom today to get yourself the new Kiger with a 1-litre turbo petrol engine, which will roughly cost you around 9.5 lakh rupees. But standing there next to it is this, the new Duster, which will entice you to stretch your budget a little, say around 2 to 3 lakh rupees, and get yourself a bigger car with the exact same engine. And that brings us to the age-old debate of getting yourself a smaller car in its top-spec range-topping version with all the bells and whistles, or should you, at the similar price, or stretch your budget and get yourself a bigger car in its entry-level or base variant. And should you do it in the case of the Kiger and the Triber? Let's find out in this video. You're watching Car and Bike, I'm Bilal, but before we go ahead, you know the drill. It's like, share and subscribe to Car and Bike YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon as well so that you can be notified every time we bring out a new and informative buyer's guide video such as this one. Before I begin, let me clarify one simple thing. What we have here is the Duster Techno variant, which is one of the three variants where you can buy this 1-litre turbo petrol engine. The prices for the three variants ranges between 10.5 lakh to 13.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom. And if you have watched our variants explain video of the Duster, you would know that this Techno variant is the most value for money variant of the Duster you can buy right now. If you haven't watched that video, do check out that video on our channel. The Kiger, on the other hand, is a sub 4 meter SUV, so prices start at a much more affordable 5.81 lakh rupees ex-showroom. But that's for the non-turbo version, which you can also have with an AMT. But we will consider the 1-litre turbo, which is the common engine between the two cars over here, and it starts at 9.3 lakh rupees and goes up to 10.3 lakh rupees ex-showroom. So yeah, I admit there's no overlapping of pricing between the two SUVs Renault is offering here in India, and that's a good thing because it reduces the confusion in a lot of buyers to a great extent. But in this video, what we are considering is whether or not you should extend your budget from the 10.3 lakh to get yourself the Kiger Turbo CVT to get yourself the Duster Techno manual. So what do you get for the extra money? Firstly, of course, the dimensions. The Duster, being a C SUV, is bigger in every aspect, both inside and out. You get more real estate with much higher ground clearance, more rear seat room and nearly 30% more usable boot space. Apart from the dimensions, it's the feature list that we need to take a look at. The Kiger's top spec, being more feature loaded, offers you some features which aren't available in the Duster Techno. These features include a leatherette upholstery, ventilated front seats, a wireless charger, rain sensing wipers, a 360-degree camera, although it's not the best in business. Apart from drive modes, bezel-less auto-dimming IRVM, Alchemy's sound system and a cool glove box. But when it comes to Duster's feature list, the things start to become interesting. Belonging to a higher segment, and despite not being the top variant, the Duster Techno offers you features that the Kiger doesn't or couldn't offer. These features include a panoramic sunroof, powered tailgate, dual-zone climate control, a larger 10.1-inch infotainment screen, 6-speaker Alchemy sound system, largest 17-inch alloy wheels, 6 airbags as standard, and connected car technology. As for the safety, both cars offer 6 airbags, ESC, traction control, TPMS, hill start assist and ISOFIX mounts. However, the Duster goes a step further with front parking sensors, side parking sensors, a speed limiter, and it has also scored 5 stars in the Bharat NCAP rating.
I'm all kinds of bad when I drop on the beat.
And now we come to the meat of the matter. Both the Kiger and the Duster are powered by a 1-litre 999cc 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine. The power output is exactly the same, 99 bhp, but it's a torque figure that varies. It's around 155 Nm in the Kiger and around 166 Nm in the Duster. And that's not the only difference between the two engines, because Renault India says this engine is tuned a whole lot differently than that one. The Duster's unit is tuned slightly differently and has a different meshing with a 6-speed manual, whereas you get a 5-speed manual with the Kiger if you opt for the 2-pedal in the Kiger. And there's no automatic version in consideration with this engine for the Duster yet, but it may come sometime later. The platform on which the Duster is based on is also different, bigger and more advanced, and that shows. The 1-litre engine is a lively motor with a good punch in the Kiger. Sure, there is a bit of a turbo lag, but once past that, it is enough to feel light on its feet. There's strong performance, be it in a city or on the highway. The CVT is fantastic too, seamless, quick, and never gives you a reason to complain. Now, despite being heavier, the Duster has a better low-end grunt, and pickup is also better compared to the Kiger. The initial gears are too short though, and so if you're driving it in the city, there will be a need for constant gear shifts. The saving grace is that the clutch is light and easy, so it shouldn't be a problem in the long run. However, there is a room for improvement. Renault would have worked on controlling the vibrations and noise in the engine, which is quite evident in the larger Duster, because of course it is overworked for its comparatively bigger SUV size over the smaller Kiger. Now, the Renault Kiger 1-litre turbo CVT is a fantastic buy if you're looking for something which offers you compact dimension, ease of driving, a frugal powertrain, a practical cabin. Especially that automatic gearbox is a boon in a city traffic, and there are some practical feature comforts as well, such as ventilated front seats, a 360-degree camera, and overall that is a good choice, especially with its sub 10 lakh rupee price point. But if you're spending almost top-spec Kiger money and can actually extend your budget by say 2 to 3 lakh rupees, the Duster 1-litre turbo starts to look like a bargain. Sure, you don't get a choice of an automatic yet, but it could and should be added at a later date. But apart from that, you get a significantly larger SUV with more creature comforts such as a panoramic sunroof, a dual-zone climate control, a power tailgate, a much bigger boot space, a larger practical cabin, and a much imposing road presence. All of that for not a lot of money. So for your money, the Kiger is definitely a great buy. But with this one, you move up, quite literally. And if you can actually do that, this one deserves your serious consideration. But what's your opinion about the two? The Kiger 1-litre turbo or the Duster 1-litre turbo? Which one would you put your money on? Let us know your opinion in the comments. And if you have any other questions regarding the two, which I didn't cover in the course of this video, be it the pricing, the specification, the feature, or anything else, or in fact any other car in the same price point that you want to know about, let us know in the comments. And if you have any other opinions, do reach out to us on our official channels. And that's all from me in this video. This is Bilal signing off. Until next time.